Alright, episode 3, Kdenlive Vs Shotcut. Let's get into it. Before we start, just some clarifying details. First, this is not a review of either editing software. I already have reviews in the Reviewing Editors series that you can check out. Next, I want to clarify that I've been using the most up-to-date version of each editing software just to keep the comparison fair. The scoring metric will consist of a point system in each round, defining one winner at the end. And lastly, this just entails my experience using both Kdenlive and Shotcut and my opinions of it as well. First thing, the interface. Now, Kdenlive and Shotcut, while different, have a simple and straightforward layout to use. The interface is consistent, and a great way to tell if an interface is intuitive enough to use is by testing it. All you have to do is just open it up and see if you can find what you're looking for with ease. If you can find and apply what you're looking for, then you got something good in your hands. However, I do want to say that I prefer the aesthetics of Kdenlive's layout. I just think it just looks better. But I do acknowledge that Shotcut's layout is more user-friendly. This point goes to Shotcut. Even though both of these editing softwares are pretty straightforward and simple to use, Shotcut does have a slight advantage navigating through the different panels, especially finding the effects and the effect settings in one go, while Kdenlive does require a few more steps to do the same thing. So right off the gate, I'm gonna let you know that there's gonna be some overlap with this category and the previous one, mainly because Kdenlive and Shotcut are just as easy to use. I know I've said this a lot, but both editing software or programs follow the distinct look and feel of a traditional video editing software, with some exceptions. Kdenlive and Shotcut both have different approaches to access media files, tools, and effects, but they also share some similarities. For starters, they both share similar menus that allows transitioning from different panels when editing. However, Kdenlive does deviate a little when it comes to importing clips and finding effects and the settings for these effects. It can be a little confusing at first compared to how easy it is to do the same task in Shotcut. With that said, it ultimately comes down to what your preference is when establishing a workflow. This one was a close one, but if it wasn't for the extra steps for doing a task while editing in Kdenlive, it would have been at least a tie. But it's not. Shotcut just offers a better and easier way to access everything you need while editing. Not to mention, but there is a noticeable lower learning curve as well. Surprisingly, both Shotcut and Kdenlive have similarities in this section. Now, I'm not going to score this based on how easy it is to add or use a feature. I'm simply going to score it based on the variety and functionality of these features. If you open up both of these editing softwares, you can see in their respective layout, they contain a variety of features, effects, and multiple panels, each specializing in a certain process of editing, which is what I'm seeing more of in different editing softwares. Besides that, they share almost the same set of effects, which is pretty common these days. What I'm trying to say is, if you're worried if you're missing out on a feature or tool on either one of these, chances are that both Kdenlive and Shotcut include them for the most part. So this is a tie. Each one gets 1 point. Both Kdenlive and Shotcut have consistent updates and maintenance reports. However, from the last time that I have reviewed Kdenlive, I've seen that it's declined slightly. There have been reports, concerns, and even other reviews claiming that the number of bugs in this software has increased over time. Not to mention, but there has been little change in the actual layout, effects, and tools that are available in Kdenlive since the first time I've used it. Normally, this would be perfectly fine on its own, but the only reason I brought this up is because it's against Shotcut. And if you're an avid user of Shotcut, you very well know that along with the frequent updates, they also like to add either new tools or updated tools for editors to use. Because of this, Shotcut gets this point as well. Look, I know that this looks like I'm bashing Kdenlive, which is not my intention. I think what's happening here is the question of progress. Shotcut has been increasingly improving during this time, so much that they have won a Bozzy Award for being one of the best open source projects of 2021. And maybe that's why Shotcut won this episode of Versus. Who knows? But do you remember what I said in the review of Kdenlive? If not, here's a quick reminder. So there you have it, that's my comprehensive review of the Kdenlive video editing program and my testing period that I've been using it. Now, is it a good video editing program? It is, and it has a lot of potential to get even better. I truly thought that, and I still do, and it's just a matter of time or necessity if Kdenlive wants to improve, which is always a possibility. But that's what I have to say about these two reoccurring competitors in this series. Both Kdenlive and Shotcut are good resources to edit videos, but they're on different levels as the gap begins to widen. As I begin to close, a quick shout out to Artlist for allowing me to use their music service in the majority of my videos. They're also offering you 2 extra free months if you sign up using the link in the description. Anyways, I hope this video helps in making your decision. Feel free to ask any questions or leave any suggestions. That's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.